Like I say, when I was buying Russia, when I was going up into Russia, no one wanted to be there. No one wanted to. We went up there, and like I said, I was having my people go up there because I wanted to buy Russia. I wanted to buy. I was like, let's buy the land, and everybody was like, there's no one up there. There's no one to ask about who owns the land. Okay, you own it. But my people were like, okay, well, I guess you own it because there's no one to ask to talk to. I was like, are you sure there's no one that owns Russia? Because I was like, because they were saying that there are mountains up in Russia, and I was like, I want to buy all of it. I want to buy it. And they're like, no one's up there. No one go. There's nothing up there. There's nothing but mud. And I was like, but I've heard that there are mountains up there. So I want to go. And besides, we lost an aircraft up there. We had a jet that was like, and like it had an engine problem. It went, and so like it crashed, and so we knew it was up there somewhere. So I wanted to find it, and there was no one up. We sent out search planes, and they couldn't find it. Nobody could find it because it was one of these really fast jets, and it crashed somewhere in Russia, somewhere up there, like in the mountains, like in the Himalayas or whatever. Those mountain ranges up in there. Anyway, so we knew. So we were missing a plane also as well. Like probably some 130 years ago or something, one of our jets crashed up in there, and I don't think we ever found the crew, or or they contacted some goat herder and they got them out or something like that. I'm not exactly sure. But anyway, though, so we were going to Russia, and this was a long, long time ago, way before Stalin, way before anyone. And we were building the first railway up there and the first roads up there. And so, and I was like, I want to buy it. I want to buy it, buy all the land. So I was like, okay. So I was buying the land, and then basically, we went ahead and paid a couple of the leaders. We're like, we're not sure if you own Russia, but we're just gonna make sure that you're never gonna claim Russia. So here, we own that land. This land, I actually bought. I think back then you could buy, like on the globe, you could just go, well, from the 39th parallel up, I'm buying that land. So, so that's what I did. I bought parallels up, and then I bought parallels down, and eventually I owned the whole thing. So no one was up there, of course. So no one owned Russia. So because there was nothing but frozen wasteland and cold. So anyway, so we were going up in there, and we were getting up in there, and we are mostly getting stuck. Like I said, there's film of my expeditions into Russia. It took me 3 tries to get up into Russia. 3 tries. Like they're like, bloop. Okay, that's it. We're stuck. and one time they even had to wait until it thawed. It's basically like a nightmare. They had to go cut down trees and basically, getting a train. I mean, there's film of everything and photographs of everything, and you can see my military or my army. Basically, it's like at this rate, we don't have to worry about because they're stuck. All these tanks, like 5 or 6 tanks, all stuck in the mud. Anyway, so one after another, bloop bloop bloop. Then they were using these cable winches. They had to go and get cable winches, and they were winching them across the mud plains. Anyway, so getting up in there was a little bit of a trick, but once we got going up in there, anyway, though, we finally got a settlement up there, and we started getting into one of the tallest mountains. I had aircraft and other people looking for the tallest mountains. At first, we didn't have aircraft, and then we did have aircraft because I invented aircraft. So then we did have aircraft, and the aircraft could point the way to the tallest mountain. And what they would do is they would fly. They would see the work crews on the ground driving or going that way, and they would just turn around, make a circle, and then they would fly in the direction that the people should go. So it's like, and they're like, okay, we got to go that way. So the work crews would know that the way they wanted to go was the way the plane flew over them. So they would, like I said, they might talk about that in the logs. The aircraft that the pilots would just go and fly over the people. So I mean, if it was like over there, they'd fly in that direction over the people. So the people would go, okay, we got to go that way, and then the people would just start going that way. And basically the planes would pretty much ferry the people around by flying over them. You gotta go the way the aircraft goes. So That's the most clearest route because aircraft would fly around mountains and stuff like that and look for routes and go, okay, if you, you know, and so they would just fly over the people, and then the people would know, okay, go that way. So the people would go the way the aircraft was telling them to go, and the aircrafts were always careful to find the best route. So they would get there. But getting there with a work crew, and I mean, they would kind of set up little base camps. But basically, I did the like 500 and 100 or 500 or 100 foot or 100 whatever. Basically, every 100 miles or something like that. Was it 100 miles? I don't know. Every little ways they would go that direction a ways, and then they would stop and build like something, or basically set up like a little camp or something like that, and then the next crew would go, and then the next crew would go, and they would start like building a road or clearing the ground or trying to figure out how to get a road in. Anyway, and then the equipment would be coming along. After a little bit, we got like a routine with these things where the scouting party would scout the way, and then basically the work crew would be showing up with the equipment, with the steam rollers or whatever, the steam equipment, and then later on the tractors, basically the same way we still kind of do it now. You just like 1,000 people and equipment basically, and like 530 or so scouting people. And they would scout, and then the tractors would come in and basically start building the road. I mean, money wasn't really an issue back then. I mean, Germany was my country, and Russia didn't really exist exactly. So anyway, yeah, or at least there weren't. The people weren't connected. Although sometimes we found people. It's like there are people here. And sometimes you find people that went in there and whatever. And plus, I had also sent people into certain areas to start setting up a city or a camp. So there were lots of camps that were set up and then abandoned later on or something like that. So anyway, though, but there was like an expedition log where you would go into to a town and you would, yep, there's an expedition into blah 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 blah. And so people knew where the expedition routes were. Or like base camps or stuff like that. We were kind of organized back then. You can go back and look at the history. I know Nixon and JFK messed up a lot of things, but there are logbooks. There are things about that, the expedition logs, and just all this other stuff. And it's been thousands of years, but still. Anyway, whatever. I'm Lucifer, Star. So and I owned Germany and Russia, and we built Russia. So yeah. And other places as well.